I didn't believe my father rejected girls when he was younger, until I saw his younger self working in a restaurant. I didn't believe that my father rejected girls in his younger days until I saw his younger self working in a restaurant. My father was in his 50s at the time, when I didn't believe that he rejected a lot of girls in his younger days. I didn't believe him until he took me to a restaurant where his younger self had worked at the time. His younger self was 18 at that point, and he worked in a restaurant. When my dad took me to this particular restaurant, my dad's younger self looked very similar to my dad. My dad, though, is showing serious signs of aging, but his younger self is definitely looking very youthful. He went up to his younger self working at the restaurant, and I saw them talking. The restaurant wasn't so busy during that time, and it looked like my dad broke down in front of his younger self working at a restaurant. His younger self looks so worried because he is looking at his future self and seeing how depressed he will be in the future. My dad's past self was terrified, looking at how he will look in the future. My dad really broke down in front of his past self, and then they both hugged. My dad and his younger self made a plan. The plan was for his younger self to send money to my dad, and my dad will save and invest. My dad will invest it so that he is changing the future for his younger self. My dad was smiling more, and it was a long time since I saw my dad smiling and feeling reassured. My dad and his younger self would go for long walks and have deep discussions about life. His younger self got better jobs and gave more money to my dad, which was his future self. For 10 years, his younger self gave my dad money to invest and save. For 10 years, my dad didn't do any of that. When his younger self found out that my dad hadn't been saving and investing, my dad's younger self confronted him. My dad then told the truth and said to the other guy that he wasn't his older self, nor was he my father's younger self. They just simply looked like each other as a coincidence. That guy grew enraged as he gave so much money to my dad in the last 10 years. That guy didn't believe my dad though. He also though that I was his much younger self, and that if he killed me, then it will make both of them disappear. We are on the run now.